Hello, it's Jeff here. This is a mini-series comprised of a couple videos that is specifically about the relationship between vocalizations and the songs that we sing. The vocalizations are great for developing our voices, but if we can look at them as a means by which to work on our songs, we can make our song work go that much faster. So a few weeks or maybe a month or two ago, I sent out a questionnaire and many of you filled it out, which was awesome. And I got to go through all of those responses and look at some of the music that people on the news group are working on. And so one of the tunes that came up, I think a couple times, was The City. And I'm going to use that to show you how we work on melody to get the greatest consistency and expressivity from our voices. I want to just say thank you before I do get started with this, because being a part of the news group, being a part of Patreon really keeps the channel going. It really helps a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for playing along with all of these warm-ups and scales and things like that. Speaking of warm-ups, The City starts off with this, it's just this really cool descending phrase. I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms is the opening statement of melody. And that might sound familiar. If I play it a little bit with a little bit less ornamentation, it's a descending major scale that skips over the fourth scale degree. Here it is, if you take a look at it as the bones of the scale, if you will, from the melody. And if I add the fourth in, it's just one note different. Yes, he has a neighbor figure in there, and a little bit of a glissando to add a little artistic flair, but it is essentially a descending scale. I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms. How do we get from E to I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms? Depending on the status of your technique, there are quite a few steps perhaps, or there might be only a few. For starters, establishing good technique, actually even before that, you might just ask yourself if this is the appropriate key for your voice. For most sopranos, mezzo, basically all sopranos and mezzos, and most of the contraltos are probably not going to sing this song in that key. It's going to be too low by quite a good margin. I would say a shift of not less than a perfect fourth up will put it into much more comfortable territory. But let's just assume that those folks have done that, and the rest of us that are going to sing it in this key, in either case, we have to look at the vowels. The vowels are what carry the tune. This is why the vocalizations on the channel, as they are couched as warm-ups, are almost all vowels. The vowels are what connect our melody together. So if you want to work on the melody of your song, and you want to establish really great connection and legato, take a look at it from an airflow and a vowel standpoint. You might start with a lip trill. And then you might move on to a solid vowel sound. You can really pick whatever you want, but and it's worth noting, as a sort of precursor, I've learned the notes of the melody. Obviously, I'm playing the melody taken from the song for this specific phrase. You might have to do that for all the phrases. You might not. Again, it depends on your ear training. It depends on the status of your technique. When you've got smooth legato phrasing with a single vowel, you might throw in a few vowel changes just to kind of test yourself out a little bit. Or any other combinations that you might like to try. If that's not happening, then finding appropriate exercises, warm-ups again, or vocalizations can help with this too. Now, this melody starts on the tonic and it descends to the tonic. But you could still work on this quite effectively as long as you have a pattern that has a descending pattern in it, preferably one that starts descending from the tonal onset. One of the ones that you will find in a lot of places in the videos on my channel is this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you've had a chance to work on that and you're getting nice legato singing, take a look at your melody again. I've been seeing Take some of those vowels out of the lyrics of your song and put them into the vocalization. Again, looking for good alignment. Good alignment means that the sound of our voices, the performance of our voices, the intonation remains consistent, even though we're changing vowels. For example, we might just take the first two. I've, Those are not typically the kinds of vowels that get used in vocalizations on the channel. Normally we work in terms of the cardinal vowels, E, A, A, O, and U. However, this is another reason why I don't sing along all that much. You can very easily put those into the exercise. And quite frankly, there are, I believe, 2 videos on the channel that do the interstitial vowels, those vowel sounds that are between the cardinal vowels, such as we're finding here in the melody. Working through all of those vowels in that way will then bring you back to your melody, and you can remove the consonants and test yourself to see if you can make that connection between the vowels as they are in order of your phrase. So again, taking this phrase as example, it's a lot of vowels in there. That's a tricky one. In order to get that scoop in there. So there, practice it without the scoop. And then put the scoop back in. I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms. Working towards getting your phrase with the consonants back in place. This is all in the thyroarytenoid dominant part of my voice, the speaking range part of my voice. In the next video in this little mini series on taking vocalizations to help us work on our songs, I'm going to take a look at what happens when there is a registration event in place there. If you, in the middle of the melody that is. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I will get to them just as soon as I can. Part 2 of this will be out in another day, so there's a little bit of time within which you can post your questions and I'll have a chance to get back to you before the second video. Thanks so much for watching. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing. Hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.